readers,
reviewers,
gamers,
lend us your ears.
and your hands.
Welcome back to the Brothers Gwynne channel. Today we'll be talking about 3 of our favourite games each, so we'll end up talking about 6. And we'll say why as well. So a lot of it will be down to nostalgic
I was
value.
going to say, lots of nostalgia here.
Yeah.
The good old days when we had to do nothing.
We
And
had
I
no
could-
responsibilities.
We could sit there playing Skyrim or Oblivion and just chew on cheese for hours on end.
As we all did. That Red Leicester tasted so nice.
He eats that Red Leicester so much.
But anyway, so I think let's just get straight into it. I'm quite excited to talk about a few of these games.
Yeah,
Some of them
me
it's been
too.
years since I last played them. Now we don't have much time, do we? Although some of them we will talk about. We've played a bit recently.
I was going to say,
But yeah.
this was played last week. My first one is, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption, as Jack Black says. Red Dead Redemption.
What's his channel called again?
Jablinski Games.
That's it.
And Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably my favourite game of all time. It is the GOAT, the game of all time. And I love it. You all know that I'm a Western nerd. And this is well and truly a massive feat for any game making company, because there's just so much detail here. Even your horse's testicles shrink in the snow. Now, if that's not your perfect game, then I don't know what it is. Listen, there's lots of testicle talk in this house because we read Dad's book about pendulous troll testicles, and then I play this with shrinking horse testicles. So I'm sorry, it's just a fact of life. They are a thing. But anyway, Red Dead Redemption 2 is amazing. The story makes me absolutely weep, and it makes me cry from laughter as well. It is soul destroying. It will break you in half and then break you in half again.
When you spend that long becoming attached to characters and then
Yeah.
they get taken away from you, that's just nasty.
not just taken, ripped from your clutches.
They should just have a nice picnic
in a
and have a
brutal
good
manner.
old chat.
Why
Shouldn't
are there
they?
not more picnics in
Have like
games?
wrestles instead of shooting each other.
Yeah. I guess you could play UFC for that, but
Just make Arthur Morgan
fly out of
UFC.
Texas, New Austin. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption is amazing. I love all cowboy stuff. I just love the detail in this world. How even the graphics. How that's probably one factor how I can spend so much time in it. How I never get bored just riding from one end of the map to the other, which takes about 45 minutes. But it's
Sounds
just
like you've timed
sublime. Yeah, I actually did walk. I
38
walked
minutes
with my
and
horse
73
from one
seconds.
end to the other just so I could enjoy it. But I love it. It feels like you're actually there. It's such an immersive experience. One of the most immersive experiences of my life. I feel like I got VR.
Yeah.
VAR.
Virtual reality, yeah.
I think
VR.
of football VAR.
Yeah, VAR.
But the story is also amazing. How it builds characters. I showed Dad the prologue, and he was like, the storytelling here is just fantastic. How all the elements it brings
Drip
into play.
fading.
Absolutely, and the characters it establishes a genius. The combat, really, to be honest, I'm usually a big fan of the combat, but the combat doesn't really do too much.
Probably
does
the
it?
weakest part.
It is the weakest
But it just
part.
doesn't matter.
And as people, as family of horses, we love this because you can go out and look at all the different horses. You can research all the different animals. There's just so much to do. So that's why this is the first choice on my first pick on my favorite games of all time.
And Ed, as you said that, everyone knows that you're quite a big Western fan. People are not going to be surprised that I have a game of Lord of the Rings on my list, and this
True.
is definitely down to the nostalgia. This is War
It
in
sucks.
War.
I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I was just joking.
Deep breath.
Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
You hurt me.
Mm.
You cut deep inside. He knows where to hurt me, doesn't he? If
Lord
we have
of
an
the Rings.
argument,
Lord of the Rings. Okay.
if we're in an argument, he'll just say that War in the North is terrible, and then I'll start crying.
Yeah. I was like, can you make
but-
me tea? He's like, no. I'm like, yeah, War in the North sucks, by the way.
But-
and he's like,
You break me.
No!
But yes, War in the North is fantastic. This is a game where you can be one of 3 characters, but they're all there at the same time. So you have Eridan, who is a ranger. You have 3 different characters. You have a ranger, a dwarf, and an elf, and they are all awesome. Stop. And you as you travel, as is at the same time as the Fellowship is going.
Is
east.
it? Okay, the same
Yeah,
age.
so you meet Aragon, you meet them all at Rivendell, and it's so cool. But then you have to hold the fort in the north.
Which cities, which provinces, Will?
So you go to Angmar,
Okay, nice.
which is pretty awesome. You see the Barrow Whites. You go
Which
to
is pretty
you go to Bree.
Scary.
You go to Bree. Yeah,
Which
all
is
these.
full of carrots.
Yeah, you. What is? And
Peter
they go to
Jackson, he eats the
Mirkwood.
carrot in Brie, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He eats it and he burps.
he's not the carrot.
Yeah, but it's, I'm just,
He's
just
the
making
carrot
you think of
eater.
carrots. Brie makes you think of carrots and ponies.
And then they go to Mirkwood.
Spiders.
I was gonna say trees, but spiders as well.
Hey, there's
Um,
loads of spiders.
Yeah,
there.
you meet Radicast. There's a huge cast of characters, and this is something that
Radicals.
I would spend hours not in the combat. I would just do all the chat options to all the different characters because there's a lot of lore in it, and you can find out about each character's past. And I imagine most people have a little conversation, but then get on with the main story. But not me. I would. I remember Papa
Elendil.
Gwyn.
No, not Elendil. Sorry, Elrond for
5
hours.
I remember Papa Gwyn walking in, and he saw how I was doing. He looked that I was talking to one of the eagles,
As you do.
as you do, and he came back in about 2 hours, and I was still talking to the same.
Were you
eagle.
asking, trying to persuade the eagle to go and get Frodo and take him to Mount Doom, or?
We don't talk about that. Well, I think that the Nazgul would have killed the eagles, but it's just because the Witch King's dead. So that's how the eagles can get past. Maybe.
Maybe.
But let's not talk
The
about
most
that.
appropriate time to use that meme.
Yeah, you do meet Frodo. But, oh my, I have been talking about
Does
War
he
of the
wear
North.
wigs?
Will he wear wigs?
When will he wear wigs?
Anyway, we've referenced that, I think, in every single video.
Yeah, that's my aim.
That's kind of the trademark for the Brothers Gwynne now. That should be our logo, just that meme. But that is enough about War in the North, even though I could talk about this for hours. Sadly, this was on Xbox 360 and you can't play it anymore. Which, haven't I spent hours trying to find a way to play it again?
Hours.
But there we go, War in the North. It will always stay alive in here.
Anyway, moving on. Talking about my nostalgia now is Fable 1: The Lost Chapters.
Well, that's probably terrible now.
No, I played it recently and it's amazing. This is probably
It's pretty good,
my
to be
favourite
fair.
game ever because it captured me from a young age. It's so fantasy. It's a coming of age tale where you are a young boy in a village and the village is then sacked by bandits, your family are murdered, and this bloke turns up and he's like, hey, I'm a mage. Why don't you come back to my guild and we'll teach you how to be a hero? And I'm like, yeah.
Dun dun dun! And
I'm
it's
like,
exactly
yeah,
like that.
Exactly, yeah.
That
He
exact
even does
dialogue.
that, yeah,
Hey
exactly.
mate, do you want to join the guild?
Mate, join me now. And I was like, okay, I'll come with you then. Fine Maze, I think his name's Maze.
Maze, yeah.
And then you go join this guild and they teach you how to become a hero. Then you go out and do all these quests and you find the story out about your family, how they died, why the bandits raided your town, your city, no, your town, your village actually. And
What's it called? 'Cause
Fable.
There's a song.
Oakvale.
Oakvale, yes.
and what's the other one in Fable 2? Oakdale. No, it is Oak something, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, I Oakfield is the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one is Oakvale,
Right, okay.
I think.
Yes, because it's a song in that you always listen to.
Yeah.
Summerfields. isn't it?
Summerfields. Oh, that song is amazing. But Fable 1 has so much going for it. It's got fantastic combat. It's got so many funny quests as well.
Yeah.
It's actually absolutely hilarious. The studio must have had a really good sense of humour because it really is tongue-in-cheek, the whole of it. It's
All the side
a little bit
quests,
like a
they're very
Abercrombie
quirky.
book sometimes, very quirky. And I really, really, really love it. I love how you can characterize your character. You can make him individual. You can also the things that you do, your deeds affect the world around you. If you're evil, you kind of grow horns and all this kind of stuff. It's really cool. And then the ending is just top notch, fantastic. And I just love all the characters in it. The soundtrack is genius. And yeah, that's all I can say really. The Lost Chapters is brilliant because it actually has a DLC at the end where after you complete the main quest, there's another quest after that which you confront a dragon, which is just awesome.
I have never done that bit.
Have you not? It's the best bit, Will. It's fantastic. But yeah, I love it, and it's probably been a big influence in my life. The creatures in it are amazing, the Balverines and the Hobbs and whatnot. But yeah, so much fun.
Yeah, Fables are great. I think personally, because of the time when I got into Fable was Fable 2.
Yeah.
I think that I hold that a bit above. It's a great story as well.
I love the combat in Fable 2.
And I think I remember playing it with you. We do multiplayer, wouldn't we? So I think it's got a bit more sentimental value for me. But now on to my second pick, and that is Skyrim. Oh my!
I'm going to cry then.
Skyrim. But this is a game that I could play any day since I first played this.
He plays that game
and
so much.
Yeah, probably every year and a bit, I'll return to this and just spend a few weeks just smashing through a few characters.
Now, are you like 95% of people, and are you a stealthy archer every time?
No. I have tried everything.
Have you?
I have tried the light armor, the heavy armor, double-handed weapon, one-handed and a shield, or two swords. I've tried the whole lot. I've probably been every single race, other than the Bretons.
Oh,
I don't really care about them.
Mind you, I was a Breton when we had the VR Skyrim, because I actually thought I'm going to be a mage. I'd never been a mage before, and coming out the screen,
so awesome,
like,
isn't it?
It was awesome. Yeah,
what were you like? Sorry, I didn't get that. But this is the first game that I played where your decisions really change what happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can choose which race you are, and that changes how characters react to you. You've got all the different guilds onward. You've got the Thieves Guild. You've got the Dark Brotherhood. You've got the Companions.
And just sit underwater all day.
just all day. And it really changes. Your decisions change what happens. The Dark Brotherhood, you can either kill them all or become one of them, and so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The best fantasy world.
The thing with Skyrim is that most of it isn't the main storyline. That's arguably
probably the weakest.
The best bit.
What, the storyline?
No, as in that there's so much surrounding the main story.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of games, I'd say, like, I love God of War, but the surrounding quests that aren't the main storyline feel like filler.
Yeah.
But in this, it's like the main storyline is filler. But it is awesome, isn't it? The dragons are coming back.
Yeah.
You're the Dragonborn. Fus Ro Da.
Pardon?
Fus Ro Da. So good. I think we watched a video. It's hilarious about, was it Skyrim versus Fallout 4 or something?
I think, yeah, that's it.
So good.
Really good. Yeah.
But Skyrim is just amazing. It really just captures the imagination. And I think that because you can immerse yourself so much, there's even wars between the Stormcloaks and the Empire.
Yeah, Ulfric Stormcloak.
The Imperials.
Yeah. Who do you prefer those? Imperials or Stormcloaks?
See, they both do some really bad things.
They're awful.
I mean, the Stormcloaks, they're prejudiced against the Dark Elves.
Yeah.
But then the Imperials, they've come and they're banning.
They're basically Caesar.
They're banning religions.
Yeah.
Talos, he's a great god. And they
yeah.
But sounds really
William
strange.
loves this so much that he actually began worshipping the gods in Skyrim.
That is not
I
true.
went into his room and he had a shrine to the god. What's the god of the goddess of the Dark Brotherhood? What's her name?
The mother.
The Night Mother or something.
The Night Mother.
He was like,
if I had that in my room, I would not be living in this house.
But there's like pentagons everywhere. And, yeah, it's brilliant.
But this is fantastic. This is a game that you've loved as well. And there's the. It's not a. It's not quite. It's not the prequel. It's Oblivion, which is the game before in the Elder Scrolls Saga.
So good.
So Sean Bean is the voice for one of the main.
Yeah, he is. Isn't he? Brother Martin.
Yes, that's right.
Martin.
Why do you go Yorkshire accent?
No, I went Brother Martin. Oh yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
Somerset. There you go.
Somerset.
There you go. Somerset.
Anyway, we've been sidetracked. Onward, we get on tangents so easily. Yeah. But we've digressed.
Imagine living with us.
Let's go back this. You poor everyone who interacts with us, really. We're just a whirlwind, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, mate.
But Skyrim is amazing. I'm actually going to start playing it again soon, talking about it. It's so good. And Ed, what is your third?
Well,
I think let's get this video wrapped up because I need to go play some of these now.
Yeah. My third game is Rome 2 Total War.
So
now,
good.
I'm binging this at the moment. Now, I saw Abercrombie in a few interviews actually. He said now he can lose, 40 hours to The Last of Us Part 2, and that's fine. He can play Ghost of Tsushima or God of War or something like that. That's okay. He can't play Total War.
He bans himself.
You lose hundreds of hours, and it is true because I'm in the middle of an Egypt campaign for Rome 2 Total War, and it is just addictive. It's just like, one more turn. Please, one more turn. One more battle. Now, Rome Total War is a real-time strategy game where you control a faction set around 200 BC, I believe it is. And it's so good. Obviously, it's called Rome, so Rome are kind of at the forefront of it. You can be a faction who were part of the Roman Empire. So you can be anyone from the Britons.
So it's before Rome became the empire.
Yeah,
that we
the
all know.
Iceni. You can be all the way down to Egypt. All the way across to the Royal Scythians. Oh, Scythians are such a cool faction.
Yeah.
Just pure horses. Pure horses.
You do not want to go against them.
No, you can talk the back legs of a horse. But anyway, sorry. But yeah, Rome 2 Total War is fantastic. I remember actually downloading it on release day. I must have been at college. I think it's 2013.
We fought. I think we actually had an argument over who could play it first.
Yeah, and it was, we had one computer, and we really were not good at sharing, were we? Because it was like, I must play it. But it was on my birthday it came out, and I was up till, it must have been 6 in the morning just playing it. And it is addictive. It's so good. The battles are amazing. I think Rome 2 gets a lot of stick for some reason, because when it came out it was a bit glitchy. We never really noticed it, did we?
No.
I think it's absolutely fine. And we're not the best of Total War players. William has this ability to have his economy so high. He has so much money.
Ed's better at the battles, but I'm just all about
stats, I'm a bit more like
money.
You read The Art of War by Sun Tzu, and you think, I can fight any battle. But yeah, all you need is pikemen on a bridge, and you're fine. Absolutely fine. But it's absolutely fantastic. There's so much diversity to it. Any faction you can be, and especially for history geeks like us. Like, I can go research the Galatians, who were the Celtic tribe in Anatolia, and then I can go beat them. I can go read Vindolanda by Adrian Goldsworthy. I can then go beat Rome. I can read about Boudica in Manda Scott's series, and I can go beat the Iceni. So it's brilliant. I won't natter on anymore. So William,
but I think I think what makes it so addictive is that in games like God of War, Red Dead, War in the North, Skyrim, there's checkpoints.
Yeah.
You finish a mission, you finish a chapter.
Yeah.
There are.
I defeated this
there
monster,
are climaxes where, and then it falls down a bit.
Yeah.
And so you can stop there and have a bit, and you don't have to play until 4 in the morning. You can say, I'll do the next bit tomorrow. Yeah. But Rome 2 is just one continuous segment of hundreds of hours long of just tension, and there is no checkpoint. It's like as soon as you're beating one, another problem arises.
The deadliest game of chess, isn't it?
There's 4 or 5 problems going on at the same time. You're balancing everything, and you just cannot stop.
And then all of a sudden, you have a slave revolt, and it's like, Spartacus, just go away! But moved on to you, Will.
And my third pick is God of War, which I've mentioned. See, we don't even need to overlay the music over this. We've just got Ed.
Yeah, and then Dad can stand in the background,
looking like Kratos.
Where is Kratos? He's behind you.
God of War. This is an amazing game. He floats now. He's like in space. God of War.
Y'all float too.
No. No.
William has an extreme fear of clowns.
That's really
Any
nasty.
quote from It, and he's sorry.
I remember watching the trailer and I actually fell off my chair in fear.
It's like my version of Watership Down.
Rabbits and clowns do not bring any into the Gwynne household.
Rabbits.
But anyway, God of War. It's the previous God of War games were inspired by Greek mythology, but this one is the first one inspired by Norse mythology. Which
Kratos has moved house. He had to evacuate the area. He moved out of his apartment, didn't he?
Excuse me. This is
sorry. It's your time.
My part. And it is moved onto a very new and fresh tone. It is, in short, amazing. This is an amazing game about character relationships. I think Red Dead is probably, it clinches the best character relationships game of all time because there's a wide cast. But the relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus is fantastic. The growth, isn't it? How it just gradually, there's always something going on, as well as with some of the surrounding characters as well. It's really brilliant. And also you can go into this knowing a lot about Norse mythology and you get all the Easter eggs like Balder. But if you're not such a geek that you know it all already, you can still really love God of War and you are still in the loop.
Yeah, you don't need that knowledge.
I think it strikes the perfect balance where basically it has something for everyone. You don't have to be a massive just expert on the subject, but you could know nothing and go into this and still really enjoy it. The combat is great. Again, it's a bit like Red Dead, where the combat is awesome, but it is loomed over by this amazing story and characterization. God of War is really amazing. As you know, Papa Gwynne loves this as well. This is a really Gwynne household game. God of War, the graphics as well. You can just stand still, not move with the remote, just put it on the side and just stare at the mountains and the snow for 10 minutes. Especially in lockdown, being cooped up inside, we can just watch the surroundings, look at the snow, and just have a lot of fun. And so that is God of War. Just as soon as I said we're done with the God of War,
his head fell off.
Oh God,
he looks like Mimir now.
Destroyed it. Oh, that's cool. But anyway, so they are 3 of our favourite games each. Thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed this, let us know. We'd like to do a few more game chats, because obviously this channel is mainly about books. If you have enjoyed, please do subscribe. Put down any videos that you would want to watch in the comments below. Let us know what some of your favourite games are. Do you love the games we talked about? And have you got any really nostalgic games that you played in your past that may not be as good now, but they still have that same value to you?
That hold up for the heartwarming feeling you receive when you play it.
Exactly. So
stay safe, everyone.
The Brothers Gwynne.
Truth and courage.
Truth and courage.